we turn all the way up. We get all the good old TIs right here, right now for you. Stay tuned. Rap, when you first joined the cast of Housewives of Atlanta, were you like, what did I sign up for? What am I doing? Did you even know what you were getting into?
Yeah, I saw the show, and I knew it was not for us, not for men, you know. So
why do you say that?
because being real, it's a show that's focused on women and women's lives, you know. And I've seen a lot of guys that have come and a lot of guys that's left, you know. So it really doesn't portray men in a real positive light at times, you know. But it's interesting.
So you saying they've been playing?
Right, because Todd, you're an OG now. How many seasons been
Bro, you know you're gonna get that work too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, you're like
that
the
work
last
on this
man standing.
Hey, I'm built for this. You know?
Yeah.
I'm built for
Damn.
this. Yeah.
Todd, you went from being behind the camera to in front of the camera. That's a hell of a switch. Was it hard to adjust? Nobody's really asked you that.
It was
a big
super
adjustment?
hard, and I was never gonna do the show. But my mom was like, yo, you chose her, you know she's on the show. So now you're not gonna, make her make a decision.
for it.
Yeah,
She was
right.
like, you gonna make her make a decision?
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's whack. So I did it, his mom was like, you gotta do it, you know what I mean? So,
That's dope.
Now-
Now, your mom tell you that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ross,
that's
you're
dope.
a rookie.
Rookie.
You're a rookie in the game. Did you see the show prior to joining the show?
I've seen some episodes, yeah.
Did it make you feel like, I'm gonna do this?
Definitely. I seen a lot of just drama. That was the perspective that I heard about it, and then when I seen these women just going at each other's neck. And to me, it seemed like it was, I don't know, made up, but actually being on the show.
You're like, they really do be beefing like
They
that.
really beefing. So
That's crazy. That's so funny to me, like how guys, y'all, you perceive things or how you take it versus how we look at it. We look at it, we're like, oh yeah, that's nothing. Or we see all of the ins and outs and how colorful the show can be. But y'all see it like, these hoes just be arguing and fighting.
That's because men don't do that, you know? That's not our kind of energy.
I don't know, because I've been around for a while now, and I will say, in the past, you had people like Peter, and they'll run with you. They'll get back with you now. You push them, you poke the bear too much. Some of the guys would actually get back. That's how they got their little nicknames,
with the men.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like,
the men would get back with the women sometimes.
Oh shit.
in the past, I've had situations with
Women.
a young lady, but it was more so because we dealt in business together, and
Right.
it became a situation. You know what I mean?
You don't have to speak about it.
So I had to deal, with it. No, it was when Phaedra and I did the workout DVD, and she didn't pay me all my money, and I had to show.
That's different.
Did you ever?
You know what I mean? Like,
It's real, it's organic.
one of my homeboys is like, man, just let that shit go. I'm like, nah, that shit is principle. So
So have you got
it
your
was on
money
the
yet?
show, and we're here to entertain, so I went and, oh yeah, she paid me.
Oh, nice.
But I brought back the proof of I just hadn't gotten my last check. And
I
it
just
was
want to
like,
get my money.
yeah, I just want my last check. It was no big deal. She paid me. No smoke, no heat. It was cool.
So Ross would say, why are they even doing this show? I mean, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. She's a track star. They don't need the money. Like, why are they doing the show?
That's a question. That's definitely a question for my wife. But
So why did you decide? Because she wouldn't do it if you hadn't given her the stamp of
right,
approval.
yeah, it was man, for a while I was turning it down, and the opportunity just kept coming about. So I finally just went on, like Todd said, if it's something that your wife want to do and she really, really passionate about it, you gotta rock with it. So that's what kind of motivated me to do it, and I had a chance to talk to the producers before and kind of get an idea of what they wanted us to do, how they saw us, and how they kind of looked at our relationship. And once they told me that, then
Once they told him what he wanted to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how they gonna massage you first. You're right. No, you guys are awesome. You gotta get you in there. The next season, but that time she's gonna probably be a little different.
That's some
We
bullshit, man.
gotta get you in first. You know?
So it was straight, though. It's been straight.
Nice. What were you doing? What do you do now aside from
Oh
football?
man, I call myself a serial entrepreneur. So, which means I do a lot of shit. So I have a youth football team. I try youth like training. I train
Nice.
football players. bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Invest. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. But the main thing, like I was telling Todd, I love having free time. I don't want to have. I like my time, so I get a chance to kind of spend time with my son and raise him. So that's my main thing. So I just do a whole bunch of shit to bring in income, and
Got you. You get to the money.
and then do things that I'm passionate about, which is coaching and teaching.
I love it. I love it. Ralph, some would want to know what you do.
Oh, so I'm in technology, so I'm consultant with like Fortune 5. What is it? I got you know? No, that's because
You told me I'm the first.
No. So I'm in technology. I consult with Fortune 500 companies, telling them different like technology advancements, AI, you know, IoT, robotics, and things of that nature. I also have a brand called Mind Music, so it's a
Oh yeah, that's a sleep for the children and stuff,
So
right?
it's a sleep system that I created to help kids, you know, and just from a wellness and health perspective. And then lastly, I'm also writing a book right now that's going to be on music families.
Nice. I didn't know all that. I honestly thought you were just like a big musician. I didn't know that you IT guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know Todd. You just really do everything.
I do nothing like they say. Can't take care of me.
Oh Lord. Oh, we're gonna get into all that time. But congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
The old lady gang got the whole series going. It's popping. Candy and the gang. I love it. It's a good thing. It's a good look. Back to you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be very sure.
Let's go.
So I'm a first-time mom,
Okay.
and I feel like we have kids around the same age.
Mm-mm.
And
It's a handful.
it is, but they are like the light of our lives, right?
Mhm.
And you're a really big family guy. I really love that. A lot of ladies are like, oh man, it's awesome to see him just really be big on his family and want more children. Why do you want another child?
Like you said, I'm a family guy, so I got a brother and a sister, and it's even when I'm at my lowest points, I can always depend on them. So I see the same thing with Sonya and her sister. So to see Deuce and him being around his cousins and all of that, I know that he'll definitely in the long run appreciate having a sibling. And then selfishly, on my end, God willing, if we have another kid, I would love for it to be a little girl. A lot of my homeboys have girls, so it's nothing like that. When I see that connection with a father and a daughter, that's what I yearn for. So selfishly,
Man, when you want Blaze, I'll send over.
No, it's nothing like your own.
Wrap around your finger, you know?
That's what I want.
Bro, I'm telling you,
Because right
this is
now,
struggle.
I'm tough on my son. I feel like I'm constantly teaching it. He's 4 right now, but I feel like I'm raising a 7-year-old. I'm constantly teaching. With the girl, I can kind of sit back and come on, baby, and kind of just complete love.
Love on her.
Take over.
Love,
Take
straight
over.
love, yeah.
So, I know you say you yearn for it. That's a big thing for a male. Normally it's the women that are like, I want babies, I want this, I want. What do you feel like the hold up is? I mean, we heard.
She's busy. Yeah, we have a busy schedule, so I understand it, but it still don't take away that, I guess, that desire.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
Now, when I watched the episode, I didn't hear her saying busy. I heard her saying there was a disconnect with you guys when you first, had your son.
Yeah.
And she's fearful that the marriage wouldn't survive that. And I heard you respond with, yeah, but if I don't get that second child, the marriage might not survive that either.
That was cold, brother. That was cold.
You
You made my ultimatum. Yo, was that was the
I've never heard it from a
You
male
have a
side.
baby?
Normally, it's like the woman, like, well, if you don't give me enough, baby, then I'm out. Like, I'm gonna be past my childhood years. Normally, we're the one that's giving that type of. So it was amazing to see that. I was like, oh, never thought of it from a male perspective. Are you really serious about that? Like, is that a deal breaker for you? Would you really walk away from your marriage if she won't give you another child? Because you said, I heard you say 20 years in.
Yeah.
Y'all been married since 2010. That's 11 years marriage.
Wait, married?
No,
Married for 11 years.
Married for 12.
Oh, 12.
Together 19.
Wow.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. You guys met in college, I heard. So is that a deal breaker, and would you really be willing to walk away?
I wouldn't say deal breaker or walk away. I don't like putting that out there,
Yeah.
but the same way she feels that us having a kid could tear our relationship up. I feel the same way with us not having it. Both sides can have resentment. Not saying that we'll walk away,
Right.
but hey, it could definitely cause a problem. But before you start, I think the main thing is, let me bring some context to what she's talking about. We had an issue more with her being busy, not with me being, I guess, not present. I don't know if that makes sense, cause I think in the, can I say that in the episode? Can we say that?
Yeah. You're talking about the current episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so she was saying that, basically, I wasn't present,
Right.
but I feel it's because she had a lot of things on her plate that she wanted to accomplish, to where she wanted to put me in the mix to be basically, to help her out to achieve more. It's
Of
this
her
kind
personal goals?
of her personal
Not family
goals, not
goals?
the family goals. So that was the issue that we had, where I would tell her all the time, and she kind of gets upset with it. But I would tell her, just enjoy being a mom. Be a mom, and the rest will take care of itself. So I'm kind of talking in circles, but
No.
it's
Wait, was saying be a mom, don't chase your dreams, be a mom, is that?
yeah, just be a mom, enjoy the moment. So say I felt she would get frustrated a little bit just because she's a go-getter.
Right.
She's a go-getter. So having a child, as you know, if you're a go-getter, it kind of hinders you from, you have to sit down on the bench for a little bit. She used to be a starter. So having a child, it was a different thing for her. So in order for her to kind of pursue those things, she wanted me to step up more.
Step up more in which regard?
Yeah.
Like maybe you take the child more, maybe you be a dad, stay home dad.
Exactly.
And I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong
I
with
think
it.
naturally,
It's nothing wrong
women
with
are
it.
nurturers, and I think that men are, the old school way was like, oh, men provide, and women, you stay at home, you cook, clean, you stay home. So I heard you say, you be a mom, but then what if she turned the table around and was like, you want these children more than me? Why don't you be a dad?
Yes.
I'll get the baby for you when it's here, I'm gonna go do this, and you
I can't
do that.
in the way we're structured. I'm saying be a mom for the first 3 to 6 months. She breastfeeds.
That's good.
So, from my experience, my son didn't want anything to do with me. So she wanted me to basically stay up all night while she's breastfeeding and sit there and watch I can be out grinding and working while you taking care of home. I'm out in the streets making sure we good.
I get it. I get
Oh,
both
I did the
sides.
same thing though.
So
Oh, that's an actress. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when we had a kid, she actually had to sit down all the way.
yeah.
You can't act. Matter of fact, you can't even return back until you get your body looking the way it was before, because
If you can get it back.
If you can get it back. And, because you come typecasted, you know what I'm saying? You fit inside this box, you're that pretty it girl. And if you're not looking at like that pretty it girl, you can't be a big girl and expect you to go and get roles like that. So she had to actually sacrifice for me to actually sit down and have kids. That was one of the things that I said. I was like, look, we get married, I want 2 kids.
Yeah.
Off jump. And so she had to sit down and give me the 2 kids, and I grinded out and made sure I took care of everything to make sure that could happen, and she did it, you know what I'm saying? So it is that sacrifice that I love about, you know what I'm saying, what she had to go and do in order to give me what I needed.
I don't think this is where you kind of lend some advice because you had.
Yeah, see, I done had kids all kind
And
of
your
ways.
wife is right. I was
We done been in vitro, we done been surrogate, baby mama,
Yeah.
So my thing is, I hear what y'all saying, but, because we have wants, we have needs, but it's a balance,
Right.
Like with me and my wife, sometimes she going for a minute, shit sucks, but you know what, I gotta hold the fort down, and vice versa. Because when we first got married, I was going for like the first 6 months, you know what I mean? And she was like, I don't know about this shit. I was like, well shit, I gotta chase my shit just like I chase yours. But at the same time with the kids, it's like, are you open to other alternatives? Are you open to a surrogate? Because right now she might be hot, I'm killing them. You want me to stop? I'm in the prime of my second career.
Yeah.
If I stop, I might not be able to get back in the way I'm in right now. So,
Are you hoping to? Surrogacy or other ways of having, or you want her to carry it, her to?
Yeah, I wanna be able to rub on their belly, I wanna be able to,
I had a surrogate, I rubbed her belly. I did. It wasn't late at night.
Did you really?
Hey, you know.
We had a
Yeah.
great, our first, when she was pregnant for the first time, that was probably the happiest time of our relationship, to where I'm doing everything, I'm making sure she's taken care of, and, I enjoyed that moment. So it was basically the first 3 months of, Deuce coming, it was great. But
So,
then
not to be too in your business, but vaginal or C-section?
C-section,
Okay, so that's another thing. That is very hard.
yeah.
Being an athlete, because I'm a dancer, and I know
Might be
she's,
her,
you
she
know.
might be hating
She
her.
feels you talking about it. I'm like, ugh. I know, that's hard. That is very hard, because that recovery is not like someone that has a vaginal delivery.
Right.
We gotta go down steps backwards. So, you know, her going from being a track star to now she's bedridden, and really depending on you, because now she's bedridden and she's breastfeeding, that is a hell of a lot on a first time mom. So that experience alone is very traumatic. And so just work with her, give her some time. She'll come around. She didn't seem like the door was closed to it, but I can feel your passion for it. And this does need to stimulate, for sure. Now for you, sir, we'll get you out of the hot seat for a little bit. Now we were talking about dreams. I feel like watching that first episode, you're willing to put your dreams over your family. That's kind of what I took from it, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
What made you take that?
So going back to, and it was actually said, you have this assistant that is a female assistant that you brought in to help you pursue your dreams, right?
You want me to pour
Your
you
wife
some
is,
No,
your wife mentioned, it made her uncomfortable, she didn't like it. But you weren't willing to let that assistant go. Why? Why were you so invested in this assistant?
It wasn't that I was invested. Actually, I did let the assistant go. You know, the thing about the assistant was, you know, you need help, you need support. And so you're right, I know exactly what you're talking about. So yeah, I did, I did say that. I feel like as a man, you die if you don't allow yourself to live your dreams, fulfill why you're here, your destiny, your goals, you know, like we all have a purpose. And if you can't fulfill that, you're done. So for me, yes, and that was something, I mean, we're all go-getters. My wife is the same way. So it's not just a Ralph thing, it's really truly everyone. Everyone should be able to live their wildest dreams and accomplish. And I told my wife, you know what, I'm gonna invest into you to make sure that you can live out your dreams as well, because, or we die, you know? So, you know, that was the whole thing about it. I had an assistant because I needed support and help, because I got a lot on my plate to begin with, and you need support to make sure that you can accomplish those particular goals. So that's the reason why I had the assistant plan.
And female assistants are really great. They're more detail oriented.
Much more.
They know, you know.
Yeah.
But there's also a way in which you introduce an assistant and the way in which an assistant should behave and interact.
So let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about it.
Let's get real talk.
Now, so, I mean, and I try to follow the plan. My wife, so this is my thing, right? Whenever my wife brings somebody to me, and typically even in her business, a lot of the people that she works with may be men, right? I'm one of those dudes, first, I'm extremely secure on myself. Like,
We know.
but at the same time, so that means that, you know, since I don't have any insecurities, you can bring somebody around, and as long as I understand exactly what they're going to be doing, you know, to be able to further pursue, like, we're not here talking about, hey, this is my bingo partner, or, you know, we're going to watch movies together, but if it's talking about something goal-oriented, let's go. I'm going to see what you can do. And, I mean, and over time, you'll be able to show me the results.
How did you meet her?
How did I meet her? So, it was funny. My wife, no, it was. You want to hear something funny? You want to hear something funny? I went to go.
I'm ready to laugh.
No. I met her. Actually, one of my good friends actually introduced me to her and was like, hey, you know what? She would be great to actually work with you. And so, which is also a mutual friend between me and Drew. So she introduced us. I went and told her about her. We all told my wife about her. My wife was at the time shooting a movie. So, you know, I was like, all right, look, this is what I'm doing. My marriage counselor was like, listen, Ralph, because a lot of the stuff that Drew was doing, I was focusing on helping her with her business. You know, I'm a business guy at the end of the day. And so they were like, she was like, you know what, Ralph, you need to focus on your goals and let Drew focus on her business, you know? And I was like, all right, bet. So when we did that, I ended up getting an assistant. We ended up meeting her and everything else.
We met her.
Drew met her also, but you know, I had a lot of things, like literally, when you tell me to do something, I'm like this, right? I'm like, all right, let's get it going. And so she, you know, had an opportunity. I brought her to the house for them to meet each other. They ended up meeting, you know, and so then things started to spiral when that message came about, you know?
Can I see a picture of her?
I don't have a picture of it.
Is she on Instagram?
Yeah, of course. I think everybody's on Instagram.
I want to see her.
Okay. One day.
Who's afraid to show their assistant?
Well, it's no longer
She's not my assistant anymore. It's a mute.
Okay, so what took you so long to get rid of her once your wife was uncomfortable with it?
Can I jump in? And I don't mean to. When we're trying to do our thing, why is it so many guidelines and rules when you guys do your thing, we're just supposed to understand every move that y'all take and support.
We don't move like y'all move sometimes though. Like, I'm not gonna send a married man, I'll give you a massage text. That was inappropriate. Why did she send you that?
All right, so let's make sure we understand the context. Yeah. So nobody sent me let me give you a massage text. You know, the context, first and foremost, this is my thing. One, nobody should be going through nobody's phones. You know, that's a big problem because what happens is you completely take something that was meant for good and you change it into evil. Because it's your own perception of what you don't understand the background.
Can we back up? Can we back up? I just had a question. How did she get in your phone?
How does she do my wife?
Yeah, is it like your birthday's your code?
Yeah,
you know what she
y'all open?
Y'all got the same code?
I'm telling you, like there was nothing for me to hide, right? So I was like, hey, you can have my phone. You want it here. You know? So it was never a thing.
So we shouldn't even have come to that. Like, why are y'all checking each other? So, okay, so
That's a great question. Why are you checking my phone?
Because you're gonna give me some context on why that text message was like that.
Right, so you think about it, right? You go through somebody's phone, you don't understand the background and what's going on with it. Like, you know, I work out, I ended up hurting my back. Now, mind you, my wife is out of town during this time. So I hurt my back.
Now your back hurts. Now his back hurts.
I think we can all relate to this. No, real talk. I think we can all relate to this. So where you are in a position where, you know, it's serious.
But he don't even play football. Now he injured. Now he need a massage. Now he wants the girl number. Is this girl married or single?
Huh?
Is the girl married or single?
She's single. Well, I mean, she's in a relationship, but you know, but not, she's like married. But this that don't have anything to do with anything. The price of tea in China. Well, listen.
Okay.
But no, if you think about the context, right? You know, I'm in a position, and literally, she's just really truly focused on my best interest. I couldn't get out of bed for 2 days. Now, mind you, my wife is out. I should be out here chilling with Todd, out in the streets hitting it, but I wouldn't hit it. No. I should be out in the streets. No. Just having a good time and enjoying life. Because at the end of the day,
I ain't trying to hate, but where was that massage gonna take place?
Right, and if this is your
at my house. So no. So let's listen to it. So let's play this out. Let's play this out. Hold on, chill. She never said anything about giving me a massage. It was one of those kind of things like, hey man, you know what? Like, hey Ralph, did you go and get the massage? Did you go and get a massage? I was like, nah, I couldn't do it, right? First, guys are terrible when it comes down to getting treatment or making sure we take care of our health to begin with, you know? So it was like, hey Ralph, you know, she was like, hey, you know what man? Like I should have just did it myself. And then the next thing, what she did is she goes and calls a massage therapist, has the massage therapist go to my house. My wife actually called, they called my wife to let her through the gate. She came to the door, you could see her on the ring camera.
Right.
Matter of fact, Vivint, you know? So she was able to be seen on the Vivint camera. And she came in the house, massaged me downstairs in my massage room, got the massage. She walked out the house. My wife could see everything on camera and kept it moving. Now, this is the thing. If she was really trying about that life, this was a perfect opportunity for her to shoot her shot. And
so she gave you the massage or another?
I had a massage therapist.
Okay, so then why is it that when she responded with, I should have just did it myself, you responded with something like, and I can't quote it, but
I'm a guy.
you know what that, you know what I would've did, or you know what that means, or kinda like, it made me feel like you were saying, if you come over here and give me a massage, you know what's gonna happen now.
No, not at all. That's
Don't
nothing.
come over here unless you know what time it is.
I didn't get that at all from what I said.
What
Even
did you
watching
say?
the
But tell me
show.
what it was.
The only thing I said was that I'm a guy, you know, and what I said as I'm a guy is that I don't take care of my wellness as much as I really truly should have gotten a massage. I should have did everything I should have done. I should have went to the doctor. But
It's
I didn't.
giving, okay, can I tell you, as a woman,
Mhm.
it is giving. I should just come in there and gave you a massage myself. Okay, Dash, you know I'm a guy now. Give me a massage, I'm gonna fuck. You give me a massage, I'm gonna smash now. Come over here with that shit.
Let me tell you something.
That's what
Let me
it is.
tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Don't come over here unless you win
The
it.
thing about it is, right,
I'm
right,
just warning you.
like literally,
Warning.
at the end of the day,
That
if I
massage,
wanted to do something,
So I said, third man. I'm saying that's what he said. So I was like, wait a minute.
You know I'm gonna do it.
Nah, the
Are we
reality
still
is-
talking about a massage?
the reality is that, like, think about it. If I wanted something, then I'm gonna get it. Like, that's it. Like, there's no question
Did you
about
get it
something.
in Tampa?
Did I get it in Tampa? I didn't switch over. Like, can
Just asking.
we finish this one topic
We gotta
Like,
get to
yo.
it.
Okay, so no,
Real talk.
I'm all about
Real talk.
I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying?
When you are not
We look like
getting it.
spaghetti. They go with it.
I wanna know
Mix
it
things all together.
I wanna
Hey, yo,
know
look,
it
let's
all.
finish this box before we move to this next box.
So
Let's
this
finish
box
this
is clear. You
massage
said
thing.
you didn't smash the lady.
If I wanted to, think about it, Shamea. Like, if I wanted, and if you go and shoot your shot, why not take it? My wife's argument wasn't about me taking it. It was like, hey, she just said a massage. But no, why did I take it if it was like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I was really about that life, then it would be a different story on the show.
Ralph, can I just say,
Think
the
about
reason
it.
why I dove into Tampa is because if you're really about that life, I feel like with you, we would never know.
What do you mean
I
that?
feel like you are great with concealed things.
What? Are you serious?
You don't need a weapons permit. You don't carry that
Are you like, what am I, a
much
sniper, secret service?
Shoot the glove.
Exactly.
Yo, what
So,
are you
like,
talking
I'm just
about
saying, like, the girl is no longer. How did you get rid of her? How long did it take you? Why?
It took me a while because we were already taking care of things, so you gotta wrap up loose ends before.
Are y'all
It's
still
a
friends?
like, for instance, you transition people out. Of course, yo, you know what I'm saying?
See?
Wait, hold on.
It's not about, I just wanna make sure that we clear things up. Like, the reality is that if I was trying to do something, and if she was trying to do something, then there's
It would've
nothing that would've stopped it from actually happening, if it was that. But if she went through my phone and she saw something that she misread, and here we are, you know, talking about something that's a mute point.
No, I don't think, Ralph, I mean, I've known you and Drew for a while now. I don't think you're the cheating kind of guy. I don't see you as being out there in the streets like that. But I just want to just clear it up for everybody, because everybody don't know. So I'm having to ask you these questions because people are asking me these questions to ask you.
Okay.
Even back to Tampa, like people still want clarity and understanding. But before we go there, I want to know if you guys put yourself in that position, right? And we turn the tables, and let's just say Drew or Candy or Sonya had a male assistant who was fine and single and texting them.
Who said it was fine though?
I just
Actually,
actually funny enough,
The whole thing is that she got a big butt. That's what we call
I
it.
just saw the picture.
Bro.
I just saw the picture.
If she
and all I
had no
saw
butt.
can you zoom in? All I saw the picture was.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I said. Oh,
Shamea, we
so
in Atlanta.
he hired her for her assets. She got hired for her assets. Okay? So, if that was the assistant to your wife, would you be as understanding? Would you be okay with it?
She's not gonna have an assistant like that. I'm not gonna allow that.
Okay.
No,
That's your
that
answer.
seems
That's what I
crazy, I'm
wanted.
not gonna allow,
But yeah,
the
I
thing
mean,
is,
it is.
compromise is cool, but at a certain point, you're stepping over the line. Cause you don't want no bad
No way.
chick around me all day, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't do anything with someone who's not that
Right.
attractive, cause sure, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Horrible reference, horrible example. You had a whole baby
Whole
with
baby.
no, but
the.
I'm saying that,
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
you were saying
saying
he
that
could do
shit
it.
happens wherever, but, you you try to slim down the chances of things happening.
So you think if Candy was out here and she wanted to do something that she couldn't go and just do it?
Oh, all day long. You know the shit. You know the shit where people think it happens at night. She can do it in the day. She
For
can do it
sure.
one of them taking the kids or whatever to school.
And it could be with anybody, like, you know what I'm saying?
But nothing
not
hurts to
just-
say and rap, like,
I don't know, brother. But
what I don't know won't hurt me, what I don't see won't kill. Like, your wife is telling you, bro, I don't like it, it makes me uncomfortable. Quickly, daddy, it's done. If it don't make you,
But talking about to his point though,
I'm not saying,
he had a book deal on the line that homegirl set up. You
why
know?
can that still happen?
No, but I'm just saying the things that he told me that she set up, she was valuable in her
So
role.
why is she still a friend if she was just an assistant?
I don't know.
It's not
What
like,
you just said.
it's like, you know, like, there's never gonna be no bad blood between me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, if I'm cool with somebody, I'm cool with them.
Y'all
Even
don't
if-
hang out sometimes?
No, we don't hang out.
Oh, okay.
But if we cool, we cool. There's no reason like that's like, hey, she didn't do anything like. Of course, we gotta sever the relationship, and that's what my wife asked for, and I did that, right?
That's good.
And so, like, but we gotta tie up loose ends and make sure, but there's no bad blood. So if somebody says, hey, you know what, are y'all cool, whatever the case may be, y'all friends? Yeah, that's my, you know what I'm saying? That means it's like, if I would give her a bad reference, I would never give her a
Nah.
bad reference. Cause
Well, I'm looking for a system. Would you
hey,
refer
bro,
to-
you yours, you know? I don't know
We
if
know
Candy,
y'all
I don't know if
about
Candy
passing
gonna
stuff
go and take it though.
But anyway, what about you? You ain't gonna have none of that.
I don't even need a back massage
So
right
this
now.
shit comes up about, I should have came in it myself.
But also, if you think about it, I told you, Drew has men around also. You know, she got straight guys that come over and go and do their thing. I'm not insecure. So she had a manager that came into the house and actually was there working with her directly. And I'm like, hey, whatever y'all gotta do, y'all gotta do. And my thing is this.
I was gonna say that, y'all don't know, you must not know straight from crooked. 'Cause some of the guys that I've seen, around your wife, are like, how you doing?
But no.
And definitely not giving straight.
No,
They don't want fish,
I'm only talking about
they
straight
want
men.
eggplant.
That's not everybody though, you know?
The guys that I've seen your wife around,
Those are assistants, so I said, no.
I would be like, please, enjoy my life. Have fun. I would never even question it. But that lady,
But let's spin it to the other side. If you found something in her phone that was inappropriate,
yeah.
would you be like, nah, y'all good, don't trip, I get it.
You know what, bro? I don't go through her phone
No,
because
I
for that
know, I
simple.
know.
Let me tell you, my wife is
I know, but
notorious
the
with
phone fell, it's still unlocked,
Okay.
it's on the message,
Right.
you picked it up for,
What the fuck?
you want a massage? Girl, I should've did it before I went home.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what are you doing?
And then she
I'm just
said,
asking.
now you know me.
Now, you know me, I'm
You
just
know
some lady.
I
I'm
am.
just some
I'm
lady.
gonna be real with you, right? Like, how I think and process things is like, for instance, I've seen things in my wife's phone that I'm like, yeah, that might be a little sus.
Like what?
Like, my wife is notorious for calling everybody babe, or baby, or sweetheart, and all of these.
Terms
all
of
the
endearment.
these little pet names, you know what I'm saying? That, and so I can take that a different way if I want to. I've seen like, and so it's my job it's really up to me if I want to take something out of context or not. So what I've done is I told myself, anything that I see in my wife's phone, I gotta throw away until, or I will have a conversation with you and be like, hey, talk to me, let's talk about this, tell me what this actually means and tell me the background so that I can understand exactly where it's coming from. But I have a tendency of not looking through my wife's phone because I don't even want to put myself in that position.
So, this is a question, and it's for all of you. And I'm gonna start with you, because you think you are class. Do you and your wife, have each other's passcodes to your phones?
Yeah, of course.
And are you okay with, anytime she goes to your phone, you go to her phone, is that something that just naturally happens in your relationship?
Over time, it started to happen, so as of now, yeah, she.
Wait, I got a question.
And what- how does that happen?
I got a question. Does she have the code, cause some
That's
fucked
what
up
I'm
shit
saying, yeah.
happened and you,
Nah, just,
like you was on some weirdo shit?
You say all the time, but like, what does that mean?
I mean, of course, in the beginning of your relationship, you're not just hand your phone off and.
Cause you have bitches, you
Yeah,
have.
Right,
you
that's
gotta
what
figure out
you're
what
gonna
you're
do,
gonna do. So
Right,
you're not gonna.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so of course.
How long she had the code? 18?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How long been together? 19? She been having about 18 and a half.
Yeah, she got that phone quick. I need her to come tell me how you do
She
that.
don't play.
Wow.
Sign your little girl for
Nah,
real.
just playing. as of now, she got it.
So I guess, do you just be like, oh, let me see your phone? Like, do you just now just check in kind of with it?
Nah, I just give her my phone. I'm not on my phone much, so she can have my phone for the day.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Like, you got my phone, like, Candy all the time, yo, let me see if I need to look something up, there's something else on our phone. Cool, but I think we don't need, like, I got my own email address with my own, like.
Does she have a code to your phone?
No. I don't have to,
Would you
I
be
don't have to
comfortable
go to
doing that?
hers. No. Because I think at a certain point, you need your own privacy.
What about
You can have my phone and it's unlocked for whatever amount of time, you can look through the shit, but my code? Like, do you need my PIN number to my account? Like, I just think that's a little bit.
So I used to be like Ross, and now I'm like Todd. So she had.
Don't associate me with this dude right now. Yo, Todd, we were the same, brother. I ain't had no weird text messages. On my phone.
Because she don't have access to it.
No,
but
she does.
If
Like,
you can,
my wife, I know she's looked through my phone probably when I've given it to her, but I don't. It ain't like I'm like, yo, we're talking about that's enough time.
I'm
like,
I need to go to the restroom. Let me make sure I got
she can walk, the phone ring, my shit is laying right there, it's nothing happening. You know what I mean? You know what's been happening on Candy's phone a lot lately? Spam likely. I'm like, I'm gonna have to check who's spam likely.
I know. That's what I'm
spam likely. I'm like,
No, it doesn't. It's our fun though. Hey. I love you. You okay with this?
So you're saying if somebody saw your phone right now, they wouldn't see nothing that may be interpreted a little bogus?
I'm always bogus. I'm always
taken out of context.
Absolutely, I'm always that way. But I'm a different type of person. Like, I use terms of endearment everywhere I go. Hey, hot mama. Hey, sexy. What's up, babe? Hey, good looking. What you been doing? Okay, boot popping. You know, that's me all day. You know, that's me though. And then my husband, I've been the same way since day one. And I don't want his phone. He don't even be over here on my phone.
Does he have your password?
He does not.
Okay, he doesn't have your password. Oh man. Now we talking
We
about
don't even follow each other on Instagram.
Are you serious?
And I love it.
Really?
You keep your stuff over there. I'll keep my stuff over
Isn't
here.
this a double standard? Like, why would
Well, let me just tell you, I know
know
what bothers me and what does not bother me. And when I was dating him, he had, it was a girl I had a picture of, and all you could see was her tatas. She was like, literally her face wasn't even in the camera, just tatas. And I saw her, Gerald liked the tatas. And I was like,
He was talking about the
okay.
shirt.
Now, granted,
Exactly.
Exactly.
and then we weren't just dating, and we were new, like you said, we were trying to figure out, what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna be over here. But social media can get you in trouble. And so a like versus an emoji underneath, is like, to me, is giving, pick me, I wanna be seen, I want you to know that I'm looking at your tatas, and I like your tatas. And for me and what I do, and the fact that I am in these streets all the time, I don't need nobody saying, hey girl, your man did it. So even if you know to this day, if I post him, I don't even tag him. Like Todd said, we got separate this and that, and we find a way to blend and merge our lives in the middle. But I trust him enough to not feel like I gotta go through his phone, to not feel like I gotta go through his wallet or his drawers. Because honestly, in marriage, if we're at that point and I gotta like check you all the time and search your stuff, we don't need to be married. Let's just be cool. Because that's not what marriage is about.
You wanna hear something funny? Let me tell you when I lost my wife's trust, right?
Yeah, please do, because you lost my trust on Tampa.
I believe that this is, it's not Tampa. It really, truly, when we first got together, like, this is what my wife did.
He had no time. He had no time.
Let me tell you, so we had a situation, so we got married really fast, right? We dated fast, we got married, in 5 months. Drew was pregnant in 7 months. You know? So we were in the hospital, with my firstborn, and so, with my firstborn, and what happened was, he was in the hospital for, I think, 4 weeks. So literally, I'm in the bed next to her, I'm in there, like, we basically, I'm straight off a plane, and we just in the hospital, just making sure we can take care of, make the baby, make Makai go to gestation, as far as it can possibly go. So, my wife decided to go through my phone one day. Mind you, I didn't know to delete everything after we got married. We just literally had just got married. It was a fast relationship. She went through and and saw she had time on her hands. She was in the hospital bed. She went through every message for the past 5 years.
In your phone?
In my phone.
So that was before you.
This was before, like, so she saw.
Some shit overlap. You know, she'd be overlapping.
No, you know what?
You know, in the
like,
beginning it overlaps.
you know, it's some stuff.
Don't do this time.
Well, no, you know, in the beginning it should be overlapping a little bit.
You know what?
Trying to get to know people.
That's a good point though. You know, so but the overlap.
Chronic.
I don't even smoke it. I'm like, you didn't let me get that because the way this motherfucker talking about overlaps. Are we talking about the track?
Shut up, right?
What's
So
overlap?
there was nothing that overlapped, meaning like there was anything like when me and my wife got together, I cut every woman that was dating off. Every single one of them, clean, right?
That's a lot of women. Don't look like every single one.
Yo, whose man's is this right here? Whose man's is this?
Single one of these
So, hey,
I'm just saying every woman was just us with her.
Let's keep it going then.
But nah, real talk. So I cut every single woman off.
Tanisha, Barbara. About
But I
3
did.
Kims. Okay.
But I did. But I had to go through the phase. You know what I'm saying? This is layover. If I haven't had a chance to like I cut you off, but that means that I may not just stop talking to you. And so you may hit me up with the hey stranger, later on, and whatever it might be. So you gotta go through that phase where you can like, hey, let me tell you, I had a new situation, yada yada yada. This is my new life, my new normal. I got a woman now, you know what I'm saying? And so I gotta tell them exactly what it is, but I haven't had a chance to because people come and pop up. And so, you know, my wife went through all my text messages. And like literally, she was like, Ralph, you did this and you did that. And so it was just like, that was the first time she went through my phone. But to make my wife feel comfortable, I was like, yo, you can always have access to my phone. It's not a big deal. And I've been 100% about that from day one, just because there's nothing for me to hide. But if you create meaning from the things that you see, that becomes an issue. Because sometimes you can misinterpret something, or there's some context and background that you may not be aware of, or something inside that we know about that may be a joke, but you read it and all of a sudden it appears to be something different. So I think there is, like Todd said, there's a certain level of respect that you gotta have, and then trust, like you mentioned. You gotta have trust to deal with somebody, especially, you know what I'm saying? And I may say stuff that be maybe a little crazy, but that don't mean that I'm out here wilding out or doing something that's disrespectful to my wife and my family, you know? So it's a level of respect that we need to have, and I believe now my wife does not have access to my phone anymore because she disrespects the understanding that we have, and I'm protecting her from making sure that she doesn't see anything that may, that may come off a little wrong.
Now I'm protecting her.
I'm protecting her.
Protecting her, and protecting me as well, you know?
Get your boy. Wow.
That was a joke, that's a joke, but I mean, you know.
That's a joke. Time out.
Hey, run that back.
I need to do last
Let it come off right. Run it back.
I feel like half the stuff he says they come out right. That's what I'm trying to help you. Where were you?
Where was
Was
I?
it the church revival? Like Tampa? What? Please tell us. Let's go ahead and put us at ease.
When I went to Tampa, you talking about?
That's the question.
I've answered this question so many times. You know what I think?
Where were you?
I told everybody where I was.
Where?
I went to Tampa. I was in Clearwater.
Say that.
Matter of fact,
Just answer it. What do you got to think about it?
you know what? I was gonna bring you something. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring in all the information where I stayed, where I ate, all my receipts. I got all that stuff.
We'll bring that.
Detail oriented, right?
I'm gonna say
And so you
sometimes
can't-
God
you
ain't
can't have
time
that.
alone.
But no. So let's
I
talk
just
about
want to know.
Well, let's talk about the. No,
You
I
can't
can
just
give
say,
you.
I don't need the receipts. There's a level of
I
trust.
stayed at a hotel. I stayed at a hotel. No.
What
Think about it.
hotel? Okay, let me just throw out something, because I feel like he's just like, where can I say I think?
No. Trust me. One thing I don't need to do is lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I can give you all the information.
I don't need you to give it to me, I need you to just tell
I don't
me.
even remember that. That was like a year and a half ago.
So we gotta go research it.
I gotta just go and pull it up, but I got it.
Well, we have it right here. It shows that.
Why Tampa then?
Pull it up, huh?
Why Tampa?
Why did I go to Tampa?
Yeah,
Because
why?
I wanted to go to the, that's my
Why not
place.
Destin, that's right here?
Where?
Destin or, you know.
Because it was raining there that day. You know what I'm saying? Being 100. God,
So
seriously.
you checked the weather.
I did.
Remember the weather.
Remember the weather, but didn't remember where it's at.
No, but
It was raining
it
that
was
day.
you know what I'm gonna do for you? Let me get my
It was
phone.
right. No.
I'm about to go and prove, because I
That's your
promise you,
homework.
I love
That's your
that.
homework.
I
Just
love
go
that.
ahead and put it all together.
That's
For next week, we'll talk about, next week we'll talk about where Raph stayed, how much he ate, where he ate, and, yeah.
You know what?
And who gave him the massage.
Let me tell you this though, one thing that we don't talk about or spend enough time on is talking about the outcome that came from there, right? I'm all outcome driven. So you know what I'm saying, by me taking that trip, although, you know, that wasn't something that wrote my wife the right way, it was something that actually allowed me to really truly like revitalize myself. I came back with more clarity, I came back with more hunger, and I mean like literally everything. I was a better husband, a better father, like all from that trip. Real talk, I encourage more men to leave. You know, and for our own
Don't do
mental,
it.
for our own, I'm being 100. I encourage more men to
We
leave.
definitely need our.
And I hope my husband is not watching. If you leave,
Gerald, I want you to leave too, real quick.
Come on.
I ain't saying
I ain't
leave,
fucking
but I
with
need
that
my
shit.
alone time.
Bro, you just
Yeah,
got
I ain't
back.
saying
What are you
leave.
that's what a man
about?
cave is for. You have a nice house. I'm sure there's a room in there that you can
But I ain't
go to.
Todd just came back.
No, but I didn't just
On
leave.
a agreed,
Right,
on a
leaving
trip.
is different.
Babe, I'm
Permission
going
almost,
here,
like-
I'm doing this.
That's a conversation, and I need to know where you go, where you stand.
Yeah.
Not after the fact.
She had all the information.
But I'm gonna say this, right? When you at a breaking point, and this is real talk, right? You know, like I'm not even gonna say as a man, me. I'm just talking about myself. I got to a place where I was at a breaking point, you know, and that's the one thing, we can be strong, right? I'm like, you know what, there's no such thing as a breaking point, I'm gonna push through this thing. But the whole thing of a breaking point is you don't know when it's about to happen. And once it does happen, you can go and lose your, that's the reason why a lot of people in jail right now, because they actually stayed in the time where they should have probably left. And I guarantee you they can have that chance again, they would have bounced, you know?
That's
So real talk,
Yeah.
I went and took it upon myself to say, look, I'm gonna leave this situation because I am not in a good position, right? I'm not really healthy, not in a place where I'm going crazy, but really I need to get
I just need to get out of here.
I need to get balanced. I need to be able to just unwind,
That's fair.
decompress,
Yeah.
and get back to
Alright.
myself.
I didn't
I
hear
understand
I
that.
never heard
And
that.
there's
So me
nothing wrong with
leaving,
That's true. I
me
know
leaving,
that side.
that's
I've heard that
exactly
side.
it, and that's what I gained
Can I
from
just say
actually
this,
doing it.
moving forward,
But-
and I think you can, and you have
That's
every
true.
right to take the
Very
time
true.
that you need, right? For your mental, I get it, and your physical symptoms. However, in the future, it's probably best, since you are married, to just say, running up to Tampa, I need this time to myself, and she can respect it or not. That means you can disconnect, but she also knows that, because she loves you, she married you. She wants to make sure you're okay, and you're a black man in America, you know, and you just dip off, and you're not available to, nobody can reach you. Can you imagine, like,
Right.
this is,
Right, yeah.
you're the father of her children, like, you just don't want that type of, you know, so just in the future. Babe, I need a moment to myself, I'm decompressing, I'm going to Tampa, I'll be back Sunday, or whatever.
Let me tell you something, I haven't left since. So we good. Look,
I
I went to
that's fair
Tampa,
on both sides, too.
I did what I had to
It is
do, I
communication.
got better.
It's communication.
So you're 100% correct. And I'm saying that, you know, in that particular time, there was not a place for communication. That's why I'm saying, it kind of depends. Sometimes you could be in a place where you're like, all right, you know what, I can see it, because I've never been to that particular
Right.
kind of a breaking point ever. I've never been there. So at that point, it was just like, wow, get away.
And most people don't
Mature,
understand
right?
that. Like, I wouldn't understand my wife saying she needed to be
I need a moment,
away
I need to
from-
go.
I'm like, you know, and vice versa. She like, why you think that?
Right.
So, let's toast to your health, and you never do that again. And I need to ask Todd a question. Cheers.
Shit.
Cheers.
Cheers to you getting it right and not doing it again.
I'm gonna reload.
Todd,
What's up?
I never heard that before.
Yeah,
with a
Heard
sexual
that before.
perspective is everything, because
Everything.
perspective that we get is that there can never be a dull moment in the Tucker bedroom.
No, there's been some
Tucker
amazing,
and
there's been
Burris
some amazing.
bedroom?
There's been some amazing.
I'm talking about from having the dungeon to, I'm sure, I mean, it's like y'all be lit, you would think, right? So just to hear on this episode that, you know,
It ain't
popping like it's supposed to pop. What?
Well, shit.
Please.
That's
This
marriage.
is marriage.
I
You've
don't
been married
know what
for
the
how
hell
long?
happened to y'all.
8 years, you
Y'all
had an 8-year
wanna
anniversary?
get
part of it. You know what I mean? I ain't never been married before.
When did it like take a down spiral? Do you think? What year?
See, the thing is, there's popping moments and then there's kind of like the chill moments, you know. It's those moments where it's like, oh shit, we gonna do that tonight? Okay, I appreciate it. And then there's times where it's like, I get some, it's like, oh, I gotta get up at 6 in the morning, I got a flight. So, and I think you might know, because you talk about how
100%.
busy, and I know your wife is, you know, filming and doing all the stuff she's doing. It's like when you have females who are, I guess everybody like to say bosses and they got brands and all of that shit. It's just, you know, you trying to fit your time in.
Okay, so my take from it was sometimes y'all get in the bedroom and you watch your shows and then you fall asleep, which is natural. Why not do the shows after you have a little fun?
I don't know.
Why not get in the bed? Don't get in this bed with clothes on. Whoa, make it happen, and then cuddle, fall asleep to your Netflix. Or
Well,
whatever.
see, I think part of it is, you know what I mean, like, you remember back in the day, I said, I ain't fucking with the body, you know what I mean? So my
That
thing
was my
is,
next.
I'm asking for a little bit more. I just don't want, I don't wipe my makeup off, I put this shit. You wanna come get this? Nah, really. You know, if I got to, this is
Now,
gotta
okay.
get it, you know what I mean?
You sound like candy
Alright,
chicken.
okay, so here's the thing.
Right,
Marriage is definitely
I want
about.
that shit you know, because the thing
You
is,
want what you
I say
see on Instagram
this
all
shit
day,
about
what
to my
you-
wife, I'm like, you go get dolled up and go to these little events and interviews, but
Yeah.
you want me to, well, come and get it. I don't want that right
That's not the one on. You want the one that was on Instagram.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
give me
So
some of that.
ladies,
Yeah.
please, no tubes. We gotta do that. I mean,
And I'm not saying, you know, you ain't gotta do the heels to the bed every night, but my thing
no,
is,
not most nights. You're
It's
not
like
doing
the
that.
leftovers.
But
Right.
no.
Yeah, it is. It's like, yo, man, here, this is but you know, that energy that you see on camera and moving around and how you meet other people.
That's what you're attracted to.
That's what you want. That's what you're expecting. You're not expecting like, alright, cool, you know. Alright, cool, you want
I like how they give us these masculine voices when they talk about how we not bringing our sexy. So, okay, so it's a matter of the appearance. You want, don't come to bed with the bonnet on. For sometimes they say that bonnet
The
stays
energy
getting them.
also, the energy.
I think my
Okay,
biggest thing
like
is
body language, like, you can feel the whole.
just come want me. Like, you
that's
know, when you
it,
first
that's
want me.
it.
We don't want to always be like,
The aggressor.
come want me
Yeah, come
sometime.
back
I don't wanna hear that
Can
I'm
I say
tired and all
Yeah,
that
come-
stuff.
There are a lot of women out
Wait,
there.
hold on.
Yeah,
Ready to get it. Like, come on.
Man, I had a long day.
Wait,
I gotta get up
That's how
early
you
in the
say
morning.
it. You better get it how you can. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
But I
come
think
on.
that's married life. I don't think it's
But I don't
like
think so.
a busy and it
No, it is married.
for the
life.
most part.
No,
I think
because see,
it
y'all
has
are speaking from
individual
your male
places.
perspective, but me as a female,
Oh, so you giving it, huh?
well,
You throwing it out there.
I'm the aggressor.
Oh.
There are roles, you know, that's why the yin and the yang is
Yeah, I
such a
think
thing.
it's just different times.
I'm the aggressor, you know what I mean? And there's a person that is more sexually heightened in the
Right.
marriage, and one that's not so that person seems to always be the,
But you're rare
well, I
in
don't-
marriage, I believe. I think collectively,
but I do
as married
understand,
women,
I can
because
reason
when I
when
talk to
you
a lot
say you
of
don't
the
want
males
to, you know.
that's married, they have the same issue. You might have, out of 10 of us, it might be one wife that's more like.
So let me say this,
don't know,
I
but
can understand, I have girlfriends
Really?
that,
Really?
obviously some of your wives are my friends, and if you work a long day, right,
Right.
your mom, you want to give that sexy to your man, but it's like, if you don't take it as soon as I get home, by the time I wash my makeup off, put the kids to bed, and go to bed, I'm tired. Like, what's the middle road? How can we fix it? Definitely like in our family, black families, you know.
But the
White
thing
women,
is,
we gotta tie our hair, we wanna make sure it's nice the next day.
The thing is, I think women always think you gotta have sex when we go to bed. Like shit, in the middle of the day,
Then
you
be
just got
there.
home.
Then introduce it.
But the thing is, sometimes,
sometimes
I'm gonna be
women-
honestly, sometimes, so this is when I be trying to do this shit. She's like, well, I'm trying to do my makeup, but you butt ass naked right now. She's like, you know I gotta leave, I only got, and she
See,
always
that is a
late.
real thing though,
She always
we
late.
don't like y'all to make us late, so.
She's always late, but she's standing there butt ass naked. And I'm like, alright, but and then she like, you know I'm late, and I'm like walking off with a Woody.
Sometimes, to her defense, it's like y'all always, it's like, I don't know, oh, y'all getting hornier when
It's time to go.
we got something to do. Now I've been laying with you all damn morning,
That's what she
and
said,
now you wanna do it. Like,
Yeah, because now,
when that alarm went off, you should've rolled on over in it.
right now,
Now it's
you done
been
washed up,
2
you got
hours.
the oil on the body, the
It's
booty right
sexier,
there.
you know? You ain't got the morning breath,
Right.
you know, like you knock that out. It's a lot of reasons though, you gotta think about it. Really, really, truly, we ready. We always ready, really.
I'm never gonna say no. And never act, I'm gonna get excited when you ask. Not feel like it's a,
We just don't want
when
those
we
sloppy
ask, we don't wanna be
seconds,
like,
you know?
oh, here you go, alright. We want to like, we want you to be like, hey,
Or
baby, what's
time.
we'll initiate every single time. If you, when we initiate and you like, oh shit, let's go. Then hey, I'm with it every time. But if it's every time I'm coming and the percentages are, here, take this.
Okay.
Then that's all you
I think that goes both
That's
sides,
all we're
because
asking.
women don't want, we don't always wanna feel like we're pushing up on you, like, oh, you know,
We'll never say no.
we don't wanna always be the aggressor either. Because we're a lady, we want you to come, like, you gotta be turned on by us, we want you to come and smack our butt and be
See,
like,
what you're
there you
saying,
look good.
what you're saying makes sense, but not with a bonnet. Cause we look good. Yeah, come smack my ass. But you want
Then
a
don't give her
bonnet
time to put the bonnet on. When she come home looking fly, don't even give her time to raise it off, say, I want that thing nasty. I want it like it is.
But you know what, the thing, the big issue
I ain't
is that
tripping.
it's a,
I'm
it's
with
a-
the bonnet. I'm
You don't
with
care
it.
how you
I don't
get, you
care.
just wanna get it.
Just soon as I ask for it.
I think it's like a turn on,
But
turn
I
off.
think at times I will like for it to be where
Cause
she's.
the thing I get mad at,
Yeah.
I'll see her go out, whether it's to a lunch or to a meeting, and she's looking like, whoa. And then when we're about to go out, I'm like, I can't get that shit you was
I
doing.
want that.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
I
comfortable.
want that.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's comfortable shit.
Like it's a turn on, it's like, hey, I'm on, and I'm in
Yeah.
my element, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm now juice the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here.
What is
Then all of a
Fedora,
sudden-
speaking of,
Huh?
what do you feel about people calling you Rastadora?
I'm happy to call you that.
I mean, people don't know, some people, DM me was like, you know, they think that term married name. They don't know Pittman.
Oh.
He said-
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I've never had
Because I've had
somebody
people
come up.
come up to Gerald, like, they'll be like, Mr. and Mrs. Morton.
Shit,
Oh.
hey, Todd Burris.
You know, yeah,
He
it's
said
like,
it's
yeah.
Todd
So how do
Burris.
y'all feel about that?
Oh man, I'm gonna definitely correct them. I'm like, nah, my name is Ralph Pittman. And
Right.
that's the thing, my name is Ralph Pittman, and that's all day. So that's the thing. Sometimes you just gotta educate people because they just don't
They don't
know.
know.
You know, and I mean, it's no disrespect at all. It is just what it is. If somebody assumes, but yeah, Sedora is my wife's middle name. Her last name is Pittman.
Okay. So what's a healthy amount of times in a week for sex? What can you say are healthy for any marriages? Just for ladies, we wanna know what y'all think. Because we'll say like, oh, you know, we can get it twice a week or whatever, that's great. But
I would say for me, and I think most
On a
of the guys
7-day
that I
week.
talk to, I think will be satisfied with 3 to 4
days,
days.
okay.
We would love 5. And
Yeah.
7, you're like, damn. We might have a day where we like, shit, I can or I can't. I ain't tripping. But at least 3 or 4, we
You
good.
Okay.
As long
How about
as when I ask you
I said
sometimes.
that with my counselor.
3 to
Like
4 days?
literally, 3 to 4 days is cool. I'm right now at 5. Like, you know, I think 5 is a good benchmark. Because if you shoot for 5, you may just land at 3. But
Right.
if you shoot for
You
3,
ain't lying.
if
Make sure
you
you
shoot for
one.
3, you may get 1 or
And
none.
it's
You
done.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, look, 5 is it.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you?
5 is great.
I would like once a day. Like once a day is cool.
So
For
7
7
days
days.
a week.
So
He said once a
7,
day.
so he's saying
At
7
least
days.
one. At least, I'm just saying, I just think that we need that interaction, we need that engagement. I think a lot of times you'll go a whole day. Like I've woken up with my wife and she's looking at her phone before she says good morning.
Now that's another thing
You
I
know
want
what
to
I
talk
mean?
about.
So for me, that sexual thing is like, all right, we connected. Once a day, don't have to be a fucking 2-hour session and all of this shit and toys. You know what I mean? It could be just some, oh, you're there, all right, y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
Isolation,
Like,
technology isolation, like
Yeah, so.
social isolation. I mean, I see it all the time
Mhm.
in restaurants where you're out and you're supposed to be on a date and you see couples not engaging because they're on their phones. Do y'all find that to be a problem? Or is it where you have to say, okay, babe, let's put our phones away and let's interact? Because that also, that actually rolls over into your bedroom. Like, you can't not talk to me and then wanna blow my brains out, you
Yo,
know?
I told my wife about her and that damn phone one time. She told me I was too sensitive. I was like, like, you really tripping. I'm trying to communicate. You gotta say, like, man, I'm communicating. I'm like, you trying to play me that hard?
Yeah.
That's
See,
what
ladies,
motherfuckers
guys
say
have
nothing.
feelings too.
No,
And let me tell you
but
why
the
this is
thing
so
is,
important,
we-
this whole real talk is important to me. Because it really does give black women a chance to understand our black men, our men, period. Like, we don't get a chance to really know, because in therapy, couples counseling, that's just you and your mate.
Mhm.
But for a single woman out there that's trying to understand black men or trying to date one and feels like he doesn't get her or she doesn't get, this is helping us. This is opening up doors for them. So like, you have to be raw and you have to educate us, because we wouldn't know. They're like, oh man, he really trips. He don't like that. I'm on my phone.
But also, if a dude breaks down to tell you his feelings, you can't belittle them because then he's not gonna say shit.
Exactly. So
So when she said that, I was like, word?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know who I really can be. Like, I'm not really that sensitive. I'm just vulnerable because you're my
Trying to
wife. If
communicate.
you wasn't my wife,
Yeah. It'd be a dog
shit,
dog world.
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
catch it when I catch it.
Yeah.
Call me, my shit.
Oh my goodness, the
No, but-
guy that I would love to see 20 years ago, y'all, I was
Oh
just,
my god.
lordy. Look, this one, I don't even want to see you 20 years
He was a
ago.
heathen.
He's a heathen
I
now.
think I walked past him in a party one time. That's why I was like, he looks mad for good.
Straight out there, man. Nah.
Nah,
I was a good guy, you know what I'm saying?
I think all of you are good guys, and I'm excited to talk more with you, get to know you more. This is just the first episode.
Yeah,
A lot more to come.
Yeah.
Definitely want to talk to you more, because that trailer showed me a lot. I was like, wait a minute, Todd's name's not on the house?